Welcome to Python for Beginners full course. I am Terence from RootTech. I'll be an instructor for this course. In this course, I'm going to teach you all you need to know to get started Python programming. What to cover in this course is as follows: the introduction to Python, applications of Python in real life, what you can use Python for, basic data types in Python, variables in Python, operator, decision making, loops, numbers and strings, lists, tuples, dictionaries, functions, keyword, date and time, modules, files, input, output, exception, classes and objects, inheritance, and have a project, and many more. Topics are going to cover the introduction, what Python is all about, why should you study Python, the application of Python in real life, configuring our text editor. In this case, we are going to use our VS Code to type and write our codes. Okay, introduction to Python. What is Python? Python is a high-level object-oriented programming language used in various fields of computer programming, database management, web development, and many more. It was created by Guido van Rossum in 1989. Basically, why study Python? Python is easy to learn, especially if you just started to code. Python is powerful and used to build powerful and popular web applications like Netflix, Dropbox, Instagram, Spotify, and many more. Applications of Python: machine learning and artificial intelligence. Python uses machine learning and artificial intelligence, such as if you have ever logged into a web application or a mobile app, you will receive it. These aids are made possible by the use of machine learning to recommend these aids. NASA uses Python to perform complex mathematical operations. Web development. Python can be used in web development by the use of Python framework called Django. Python can also be used in game development. Python has a library called PySoy and Pygame on Python 3, which are used for game development, data science, and data visualization. Python has important data libraries such as Matplotlib, Seaborn, which can be used to plot graphs, which are used in performing scientific experiments and taking conclusions. Graphical user interface for desktop or desktop GUI. Python allows you to construct basic graphics user interface. Python can be used in embedded applications. Python is a C-based language and hence can be used in embedded systems or embedded applications such as Raspberry Pi, which functioning is based on Python programming. Netflix also uses Python to predict and recommend videos to its million users or subscribers. There are a lot more applications of Python. So to successfully follow this course to the end, you need to install a Python interpreter, that is install Python 3, install a text editor. In my case, we're going to use Visual Studio Code, but you can use your favorite text editor. We will go ahead to configure our text editor to make the programming easier. We have been talking a lot, so let's get started. Okay, what you need now is head to your browser. In your browser, you type VS Code download. Okay, take the first official link. Okay, we are here. Download VS Code. There's VS Code available for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac. So depending on the OS you are using, You are free to use any of these versions. I'm on Windows, so I'm going to go for the 32-bit, 64-bit installer. So from here we can download our VS Code, start download, and start downloading. After downloading our VS Code, let's go on and download the Python 3 interpreter. Okay, we'll go to the www.python.org/downloads. First link. Okay, here we have Acton Python releases. So probably by the time you watch this video, it must be a newer version, the latest version. It will still do the job. You will download Python 3.9.5. And you start download. Okay, after finishing downloading our VS Code and our Python 3 interpreter, let's go and install. Downloads. Make sure to add the path. Make sure to tick this box. Install now. Wait while it does some little installation and some standard library installation. As you can see, it's written Python for Windows. So if you're on Linux or Mac, your Python may be different. Setup was successful. We close it. Let's install our text editor, VS Code. I accept the agreement. Next. Create on desktop. Add path, very important. Install. Let's finish it. Don't launch it right now. Finish. Refresh. Okay, from here we are ready to start configuring our VS Code. Okay, let's launch our VS Code. Okay, so if you have launched or you have never used VS Code before, this is basically what you are going to be expecting. Open file, open folder, clone git repository, file, edit, selection, view, go, run, terminal, help, explorer, search, source control, run and debug, extensions, there's git. Probably you don't have this since you have not yet installed it. Set up a GitHub account on your VS Code. Let's close this. So let's check the version of Python we're having on our machine. Go to our terminal, enlarge this. In our terminal, type Python. Okay, it gives us a version of Python we are currently having on our PC, or in our machine. I'm using Python 3.9.4 version. Just may be different depending on when you install it. Okay, from here we head to extensions. In the extension we type Python. Make sure to be connected to the internet. Okay, Python. You can see over 40 million people have installed Python. You install. While installing, let's go and type prettier. Prettier. Okay, prettier. Tell me you install because I've already installed it. So probably yours, if you're not installed, you're going to install it by clicking on install, which should be right here. This will be all for the first session. In the next session, we shall be covering the basics of programming in Python.